Broadcasting live from Krazoa Palace, it's...
General Skirls!
Wait, what?
I don't know. You were the one who told me to do it.
Well, that's because you're the one who keeps on shouting General Scales!
Yeah, if you were in the greater Boston area yesterday and happened to hear someone shouting, General Scales! It was probably me.
Yeah, but anyway, welcome back to the Hyrule Warriors Grindfest, everybody. Woo! Good news for everybody who's been watching. We're on our last main character for the... Because we've got... Actually, we've got the entire original cast up to max level, now that I think about it, because Sia, Volga, and Wizro weren't added until the first DLC pack. So we've got Wizro left today, and then we've just got the DLC characters, and I'm thinking maybe we could do Ganon and Coco, but the level grinding process for them is so slow, I'm not sure if I want to do that. We'll think about it. That's just what I'll say. We'll think about it. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to be doing Wizro tonight. As customary, Catherine, you may pick the costume for Wizro. So his standard outfit is purple. His Master Quest outfit is kind of a bluish color. His Twilight outfit is like an ice blue, and then he has a stupid mask. Please don't pick it. Please don't pick a stupid mask. We've done this.
Too late.
Damn it.
I want to see it.
Whatever. You and your stupid masks and... Whatever.
Oh, it's adorable. I love it.
It's a skull. It's a dead person's face.
It's awesome. It's great. 10 out of 10.
Just
with mask again.
Okay, so who has the best stupid mask then?
I would go with Darunia because it's redundant.
Well, technically, to be fair, Rudo's stupid mask is just as redundant.
Yeah, but I think Darunia's a little derpier. Would you agree?
I can't say you're wrong. But I also don't want to say you're right because then I'm implicitly agreeing to more stupid masks, and I don't want to do that. Okay, but anyway, just in case anybody hasn't been able to catch previous streams or just hasn't been around in a while, we are grinding Hyrule Warriors, but that's really not too important because eventually, like, we start talking about porn or some shit. So, yeah.
Tough.
Does it not happen in nearly every episode?
Let the record show he started it this time.
Okay, no, I'm not talking about porn. I'm talking about how we talk about porn. It's a very distinct difference.
Sure.
But anyway, Catherine is watching the chat. If you have a question, you can ask her. Maybe she'll pay attention to you, but Catherine Senpai doesn't notice her kohais very often, so...
Dude, that's not true. I was in lab until like 9 p.m. on Thursday because kohai kept bothering me.
Oh,
I was literally like walking out with my bag on my shoulder, and not the undergrad, but the other grad student who thinks I know more than I do. He was like, "Oh, can you help me with this instrument that you never use?" And I'm like, "Sure."
Okay, I have a question. Was Kohai being a baka?
No. A little bit, actually, yeah. He was trying to use this thing, and we were like, I was like, alright, it looks good. And then we hit start, and it just starts leaking, and we're just like, oops. And then I'm like, wait a minute, it's loose right here, and we tightened it, and then it worked. And then I went home.
You see, that story lost an awful lot of
and
its
then
punch.
I found $20.
Wait, really? Oh wow,
No.
man, that's a great story.
Well, I was telling this guy in my lab a story, and I think he thought it was boring. And then at the end, he's like, "Did you find $20?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "If you're telling a boring story, the way to make it more interesting is you find $20 at the end of the story." So that has become code word for your story is boring.
Hold on. Okay, good. There's more dark flies. I thought. Oh man. So I have a feeling I'm going to accidentally kill too many dark flies a lot in this mission, which I actually don't want to do, because then I win the mission and I waste my materials. What the heck is up with that red line in the middle of the screen? I have no idea what it's for or what it's supposed to do, and it's been bothering me for like a long time now. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, that looks like a graphical glitch.
But it's got to be code for something because it moves down on a timer, and
Oh yeah.
so like, but I don't know what it could mean though. Is the thing. It's something that I've never really seen doing story mode stuff. It's really something that I only ever saw in in adventure mode crap, and not even like early adventure mode.
Check your drop frames. I'm not sure if Twitch is freaking
Nope,
out or.
0 drop frames.
Okay. All right, it's Twitch. I'm refreshing.
Guys, refresh your page first before
It
you
might
whine
be
in the
that
chat.
thing where it was adding the quality options.
Okay.
Yeah, it is because now I can. All right, I'm just gonna All right, hold on one sec.
So, oh,
Sorry
are you telling the chat to refresh?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, rule of thumb, refresh your page first. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. No, but I mean, yeah, Twitch is. What's weird about Twitch is how it just like stalls out.
Yeah, Twitch is dumb. It might also show an ad before every time you refresh too, which is also a pain in the ass.
No, guys, put away the picnic baskets.
There's no picnic. I'm going on a picnic and I'm bringing Wizrow. This is a really weird picnic.
Please don't.
Okay, I won't.
Please don't bring Roseboro to a picnic.
How would he? Well, I mean, he can eat because he has a mouth. It's just his eye.
He has that mouth he like grins at in that one like troll image you post on Twitter.
I love the Wizrow like kind of image. It's one of my favorite Hyrule Warriors reaction images, along with Ganondorf's grumpy face. That's great. Grumpy Ganondorf.
I love the Ganondorf face is just like, what?
Grumpy Ganondorf is my favorite. I think Wizrow's probably my second favorite. I have a lot of them. Although I think my favorite thing was, I don't remember what I was shitposting you about, but there was a point when you like I did some like you had the scared noir face, and then I replied with the Wizrow troll face, and then you replied with the angry noir, and I did the Wizrow like whoa. That I thought I was proud of myself for that one. I thought that was pretty funny. If I do say so myself.
Well, I showed you what my new response is going to be. Don't spoil it, because it'll be funnier if no one else knows.
Also, people might not understand because spoilers. Like,
no, it's not a spoiler image.
Well, like, what truly makes it funny is kind of a spoiler.
No, I think what's funny is just the earplugs. And that this is official artwork.
It's not even the most crazy official artwork that studio has.
No, it's not, but it's just so random. I can't believe this is a real thing. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe it's not, wait.
This dog is barking outside. So, I hope no one else can hear that.
So, no, I couldn't hear it in my headphones, right. So you're good.
Cool.
Because what I hear is what they hear, because XSplit picks up your sound. Basically, XSplit picks up all of the sound that's going in through my, coming in through my headphones. I mean, coming in through my speakers, I should say. And so since you're on the speakers, how I hear you is how Twitch hears you. It's kind of different than like say, Brain Scratch, where since we're all on our own Audacity, sometimes we can't hear stuff on Skype that Audacity will pick up. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you're fine.
Someone's been asking, What are our thoughts on Sonic Lost World getting a PC release?
Eh.
I haven't played the game and I have no plan on it, so sorry to disappoint you.
Sonic.
Look at all the cares I give. Oh, you can't see them, but there aren't any.
Sonic, honestly, I still hold that I liked Sonic Boom more than Sonic Lost World. So, I mean, Sonic, yeah, I did have more fun playing Sonic Boom than I had playing Sonic Lost World. I know you all think I'm nuts, but I hold by that opinion. And so, like, Not that Lost World was the worst game I've ever played, because I'd play Lost World before I had to play Legend of Legacy again. But, yeah.
Oh man, you tore that game a new one.
Well, it kind of sucked. So, what you gonna do?
You're so mediocre. Like,
It
mediocre bad, you know?
yeah, it was mediocre bad. Like, that's actually a good place to put it on the scale. It wasn't bad enough to be worth getting angry about.
It wasn't like Enter the Dragonfly levels of rage, or like where it's just like,
You want
this
to
game
know
is
what
a broken mess.
you want to know what might help with that though, because generally the games that get those kind of reactions are sequels, because then you're coming
Yeah.
in with pre-existing baggage. Like,
You're just like, what did they do to you, Spyro?
it's like with Sticker Star.
Sony, why?
If Sticker Star was its own intellectual property, it wouldn't have been a better game. But I probably would be more like how I feel about Legend of Legacy than how I feel about Sticker Star, because I'm coming in with the baggage of playing Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, and Super Paper Mario. So it's kind of that sort of thing. I guess maybe the only people who might feel that way are people who are fans of Saga. And I don't know. I haven't played any Saga games, so I don't even know like how it compares to those. Although I did find it very funny because like I don't like to shit talk people in the comments too much, although it is a lot of fun. Somebody in the comments was like, "Oh my gosh, does this guy even play any Atlas games?" And I mentioned Atrian Odyssey, which is an Atlas game, in the goddamn review. So yes, I have played an Atlas game. Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't. From what I only listened to your review once. You mentioned it. I don't think you explicitly said I
Well,
played it. You just said like in the style of Etrian Odyssey, which
well,
I
okay,
can
well,
talk
okay.
about the style of a lot of games that I haven't played.
All right.
But
Well,
I know
okay.
I happen to know you played Etrian Odyssey.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't explicitly say that I played it, but that was the implication. I think. And I did use Atrian Odyssey as the favorable example in that, like, this is good exploration and good filling out a map exploration, and that game was bad filling out a map exploration. Atrian Odyssey is good. It's not perfect. It's a very tiring game to play. Is part of it, because like it is a lot of fun to like fill out the map and all of that, but it's also not it's not very user friendly, and it's definitely very niche. So I can't really recommend it to everyone in the same way I can recommend a lot of other RPGs to everybody. So yeah, but I like Atrian Odyssey for enough. I don't have an awful lot of urge to play a lot of the other games in the series. Like, I did buy the remake, the 3DS remake of the first Atrian Odyssey game, and I kind of got tired of it pretty quickly, so I figure I don't have an awful lot of interest in playing a lot of the other ones anytime soon, but I did have a good time with the game that I did play, so. You own all of them. Well, you own 1, 2, 3, and 4, don't you?
I own Etrian Odyssey 1, 2, and 3 for the DS.
Okay. Okay, it's because I remember seeing Atrian Odyssey in your giant stack of RPGs that you'll be playing at some point. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Catherine, like, we're good if the apocalypse ever happens and we have access to electricity, because we'll be, like,
That's a
entertained.
huge if, for the record.
Hey, in The Last of Us, they had electricity in the apocalypse. So, yeah.
With gas-powered generators that you had to rev up with 3 very well-timed button presses.
That was just one, though. That was just one generator, though. Like,
no, that happens multiple times over the course of the game.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, damn it, I won. You're talking about the vroom 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 kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about a point where you had to like start multiple generators at once, which I could have sworn was a thing that happened, but I I don't
You
really
think about
remember.
the hotel, man. That hotel that scared the stuffing out of me
You have
when
stuffing?
I played.
Are you a teddy bear?
No.
Okay.
um, that scared me so bad when I played that game. The hotel in Pittsburgh. Oh my gosh! And when I was playing it with my friend IRL, who isn't Ted, we were playing it and we were both just like terrified during that part. Um, it's just like it's so tense because you've got the what are they called, the ones, not the runners, not the clickers, they're the ones I think they might be called stalkers, I can't remember.
Are they the ones that
Someone
just
else,
kind of hang there?
they're the ones that actually try to get the jump on you versus clickers. Like they can see this class can see, but they kind of sneak around and try to get the jump on you compared to runners who just like once they see you they run at you, duh, or clickers who once they hear you they run at you. um but yeah, those guys are creepy because you can hear them in the distance before they actually come out and try to get you, and it's just really
Well, to be
really
fair,
intense.
you can get scared pretty easily.
I know, but
Boo.
it's just I mean, you haven't played the game. It's a very tense situation.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Um.
Did anybody have a question-y type thing?
Yeah. Someone asked, "What's our favorite class in Fire Emblem?"
Why does everybody
Um.
always ask Fire Emblem characters? Oh yeah,
No, class. They meant.
guys, guess what? Catherine gave up on Fire Emblem 7.
I did not.
You said you weren't gonna play another game until you beat it, and you played a different game.
Yeah, I'll go back to it at some point. I just really felt like playing Dual Destinies because I got tired of having to navigate around spoilers.
You're a spoiler.
Anyways, I would say, as I like assassins because they
Assassins are
hit
pretty
hard.
bamf. Um,
Um,
Pegasus Knights are pretty good too.
yeah, Pegasus Knights are great as long as you just
Also
use them.
archers. Archers are good.
Yeah.
Um,
Mages are weird because I feel like they vary the most from game to game. Like
yeah, a lot
mages
of
are
games
very
have
different
completely
in Seven.
different magic systems, if I
Yeah,
remember
like
correctly.
7 does compared to 13.
I think the magic might be different in the Ike games too, but don't quote me on that.
No, I think I remember reading that it's quite different in those games.
Oh, did you see the thing I retweeted? Worth
Yes,
welcome to Walmart.
IKEA.
I fight
That
for
was.
my furniture.
Oh, I didn't see the site title on that one for some reason. I don't think I saw that.
No, there wasn't. That was something that somebody had tweeted at me afterwards.
Oh, okay. I saw the join the welcome to Walmart. And then the IKEA.
IKEA. IKEA, I think, is a better one because you don't have to change any of the letters.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, someone said, yeah, but that spoilers for Dual Destinies are almost impossible to avoid. Yeah, I've been spoiled to several plot points just by pure accident, and I'm just like, alright.
Catherine, guess what?
What?
The defendant isn't actually guilty.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
If your defendant's name is written in blood, did they do it?
Always.
Always. Also, Larry Butts, always guilty for whatever he's accused of.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I saw someone make a joke about that there should just be a rule in the prosecutor's office that Larry Butts is never the culprit.
Also, no, you know what? Who's the better one to have that rule? Maya. Because what?
Yeah.
She's arrested for like what? Like 6 crimes. She never does it.
2 or 3.
Yeah, I know. I was doing hyperbole, which is a comedic device in which you over exaggerate for the use of a humor. So yeah. But no, it's never. Maya never did it, so never does it. So, like, you'd think after a while. Also, okay, actually, a better way to know is Winston Payne on the case? Because if so, he's totally gonna get that killer behind bars.
Oh man. I love how excited Winston Payne is in 4-1. Like he just loves that he gets to prosecute in 4-1, case 4-1.
Uh, I also like how Phoenix literally could not tell the difference between Winston and Gaspin in 5-1.
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
One of my favorite lines from the end of 2-1 when like Phoenix gets his memory back is in this guy. You see Winston Payne. This guy, I don't seem to remember his name. Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
I love Winston Payne. Like again, he's one of my favorite characters. Not because he's like good at. Well, for one thing, he's like Winston doesn't cheat. He's not a good prosecutor, but at least he like plays fair. Gaspin is a jackass though. But no, Winston's like at least like a decent prosecutor, not like a but he's also funny. It's like I think I gravitate more to the characters that make me laugh than you do. Because you're all like, I don't like Gumshoe, and I'm all like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Gumshoe. I think I'm a little harsh on Gumshoe just because I haven't played the trilogy as much, and the later games do not, like, AA4 and Investigations do not make Gumshoe look competent or appealing.
No, okay, yeah, that is true because I did replay every game in the trilogy at least like 2 or 3 times before I played.
Yeah.
Apollo Justice or Investigations. So that is fair as a more new player to the series. Like I don't think you've even gotten a chance to replay any of the games, if I remember correctly, right?
What I'll probably do is at some point buy the trilogy.
I really don't honestly like. You really shouldn't. Well, unless if the convenience of having all 3 games on your DS at all times is.
It would be nice.
It
like
would,
honestly, it would be
yeah, but the trilogy port is honestly not very good. Like
I know, I'm so disappointed because you. Well, why don't you tell the audience about your thoughts on the trilogy port then? Since
Okay.
we were talking about it recently.
Okay, so the trilogy port, I will say it is nice to have all of the games on the go whenever, because like I do own all the DS carts. But I always get so worried about losing DS carts whenever I take them with me anywhere because they're so small. So that's one thing. So having it all digitally, I think that like honestly like I'm not really too upset about digital only for trilogy. Less so about that than dual Destinies because again, this is the kind of thing that I'd like to have with me wherever. But the thing about it is that they've changed. First off, there's somehow more typos in the trilogy version of the game than the original version of the game. Like, I do think that they fixed the infamous "the miracle never happened" typo, but other than that, they added more. They did change a couple of other things slightly. Like, I think they changed the line to make some of the confusion about the added Rise from the Ashes and Edgeworth. They added a line to make that make a little bit more sense. I think that, strangely enough...
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm not going to say it because spoilers.
Yeah, they also changed They also changed how they worded something regarding the character Adrian Andrews. I can't say what it's about.
Okay.
It's regarding that spoilerific thing. They changed how they worded that for some reason.
Regarding her relationship.
Her relationship with that character. Yes, they changed how they worded it for some reason. I never actually, to be honest, I never actually finished my my Trials and Tribulations playthrough on the Investigations file. So I don't know if they changed anything major for that. But the biggest thing that is that they have new sprites for all of the characters, and I dislike the trilogy sprites. I have a theory as to how they handled it, but I can't say for sure without like developer collaboration. But my theory is that before they made the sprites for all the characters, they like drew them on paper so that like they have all of the emotions down and stuff. I think that instead of porting the sprites and remaking the sprites, they just used those images. And as such, a lot of the characters have fewer frames of animation. Like there's there's a character named Angel Star in the 5th case of the first Ace Attorney game. She has an animation where she like dramatically flips her hair over to one side, and like the strands of hair like fall into place in the DS version. And in the trilogy version, this is just the best example I can think of. It's just like hair, over the face, other side of the face. And also like I think the judge looks really weird in the trilogy version. Like if you see him, he's got these weird kind of eyes, and it's just so yeah. There's that, and it's just they're essentially the same games. So financially, like if you so it is I say financially if you want the cheapest way to get all three games in a decent form, that's good because the game is better than I believe the iOS version of the game because I believe the iOS version had butchered music. So the trilogy version I believe is 1-to-1 to the DS soundtrack, so that's fine. Um, but yeah, it's just if you already own the carts, I wouldn't bother. To be perfectly honest, I mean use AA6 to support Phoenix Wright. I'd say is the oh damn it, I'm gonna kill. Oh wait, oh no, thank God, Darkfy got healed. All right, good. I'm not gonna. I don't have to. I'm gonna end up losing the mission after all. Yay! Okay, sorry, my bad. Anyway, but yeah, it's again if it's the cheapest way for you to if it's the cheapest way well it is the cheapest way but if you don't already own all of the carts I'd say go for it because they are games worth playing and if you really want to have them wherever you go at all times it's also maybe worth it but it's just a very disappointing port I think, especially when we were talking about this earlier. It would be so cool if they redrew all the sprites, the early games sprites, so that they more fell in line with something akin to like Ace Attorney Investigations. Which, say what you want about that game's story, it has beautiful sprite work.
Or Apolojustice. For the
I,
record, I think Apolojustice has fine sprite work.
I think it had. Well, I don't want to shit talk the original game sprite work either. For it's just the jump in quality from the GBA to the DS. But honestly, I think
You
that
can even see that with Rise from the Ashes, like things like like Gant's sprite looks great.
honestly you can see that just as much from like the first game to the second game. Like compare like the sprites to the original characters from like AA1 to characters from AA2 and 3. They got a lot better at sprite animation just within
Yeah.
a couple of games. But like I know you like Apollo so much for some reason. I don't IDK. I
I don't
think
think it's as bad as you think it is.
I think it's awful. It's the worst game ever. And yeah.
Why don't you play Spyro Under the Dragonfly and then let me know what you think? Because I'd rather play Apollo Justice than Spyro Under the Dragonfly, because Apollo Justice won't freeze on me.
Damn it. Oh no, I'm thinking of. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. They've got a plot about one of the cases involves like baked goods. Like there's a pastry sweets kind of contest in one of the cases, and whether or not the room was cold enough was a plot point. So I thought I was gonna make a point about Apollo being frozen, but then I remembered it's the wrong game.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
no, Investigations 2 is pretty good.
No, that's actually a really cool plot point. Oh my gosh, that's not what I meant at all.
It is totally what you meant.
Anyways.
It should have been what you meant.
Well, I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot. But yeah, yeah. I do want to play Investigations 2 at some point. I need to look up the whole thing that you were saying about like how to download it to like a flash drive or something.
I don't think it's that difficult. Like I don't condone like pirating at all, but I do think that would be the best way to play the game. So yeah, because like I played it on an emulator on my computer, and I honestly think that hampered my enjoyment of the game significantly. Because I'm used to playing Ace Attorney like in my bed or on a couch, and that coupled like having to play it on my computer coupled with the fact that it had slowdown because it was on an emulator, I think that severely hampered my enjoyment of Investigations 2. I believe
you get to play as Gregory Edgeworth, who wears a cool coat and hat.
Gregory is a Bamf. I will say, like,
what is with you saying Bamf all of a sudden?
Bamf, badass motherfucker.
I know what it means, but like you just suddenly started saying it.
I did. I say it I I don't know. I
Let
thought
the
it was.
jury weigh in on this one.
I can't
The
think of it.
juris system.
Oh
What
yeah,
happened to that, guys?
don't you just love how that plot point gets completely dropped and is never
Guys,
brought
what
up
happened
again?
to the juris system between AA4 and AA5?
What happened to the juris system in the year 2016? Like,
Why did they let blank serve on the jury?
because oh no, there's a reason for that because Phoenix staged the whole thing. That's
I know,
base.
but he says that we looked into everyone's backgrounds and you're totally not involved with the case. I'm like,
No, but okay. So
you
here's the thing.
liar!
That character, man, there's no way to say this without
Yeah,
spoilers, but
yeah, we can just drop.
such and such's alter ego isn't involved, but such and such's true identity is. So they just made sure to
No, except Blank's persona was involved in case 4-3, and Apollo defended Blank, the other Blank. So so I think I would say it's like
let's go back to the tape. Maybe we can see something there.
guitar. I was listening. I think it was either last Sunday or the Sunday before. I was in lab and listening to a playlist of the Ace Attorney at Kestrel, like Gyakuten Meets Orchestra, and I was just in my hood, like I think I was running a column or something probably, and then I was like, oh wait, what piece is this? 'Cause I'm like, oh no, is it the guitar? No.
Why isn't there? There's an American version, in English,
And a
I said.
Japanese
And
version.
where's the Borginian version?
It would sound like nothing.
Okay, now, okay, oh, that's actually pretty funny. I believe, I can't remember what game it is. It might be, I think it's one of the investigations games. They have anti-piracy measures in that all the text will appear in Borginian if you pirate it.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, what was I gonna say? One thing, okay, oh, that was a nitpick of mine about Ace Attorney. Starting with the DS games, they started making up random countries. That really got on my nerves. That they started making up random countries in AA4 and Ace Attorney Investigations. Because it's just like, it makes it feel less real, I guess. Like, I know that Japanifornia is already its own made-up place, and I'm gonna be less less angry about that when it comes to Karain in AA6 because that's already related to a culture that we've been exposed to plenty. But it's just like, here's the country of Borginia, and then there's Zangfa and whatever the hell the butterfly nation
For the record, I'm pretty sure that Shi Long Lang was actually Chinese in the original game. I need to double check.
Well, I wouldn't know. Here's the thing, though. Zangfa as a country, its president is a plot point in Investigations 2. So I'm pretty sure it's a made-up country. Because the first case in Investigations 2 deals with an assassination attempt on the president of Zangfa.
Oh yeah, you're right. He's not actually. Yeah.
So it's just, it kind of bugs me that they made up new countries when when real countries were like they just used real stuff in the original games, as far as the very first case, Larry's girlfriend went to France. She probably went to America and Japan, but you know what? It's just I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like that.
I mean, it makes sense to me to an extent because they wanted to have certain things. Like they wanted the whole issue with the blank.
Oh yeah, they wanted like certain.
AA4.
They wanted to deal with.
They wanted the death penalty thing.
Yeah, they wanted to deal with like specific laws and international stuff.
They wanted to deal with the whole like the two countries. And I'm pretty sure there are like legal issues you could potentially get into if you.
Oh no, a murder on a murder like say in an what's an embassy? Like a murder in that's an interesting kind of setup for a case. For sure.
It was super. Oh, that was. I mean, that was. Oh my gosh.
That case.
Final.
That
case took forever.
Oh god, yeah. I think honestly, I think case. Investigations 5 might be the second longest case in the series, only beaten out by Rise of the Ashes, which is still reigning champ.
Oh my god! But except the Investigations 5 all took place in one night, right?
Yeah.
Poor Miles Edgeworth. Like, I swear.
He doesn't sleep for like a week.
Dude, Investigations is just like a series of unfortunate events in a week of Miles Edgeworth's life. And it's starting to feel like Dual Destinies is just, let's make Apollo's life awful.
No,
I have
Dual
gotten so
Destinies
upset.
is not nice to Apollo. I think Case 3 is really the only thing where nothing bad happens to Apollo. And even still, Athena makes fun of him throughout the entire thing.
Aww. But yeah, like, yeah, no spoilers for Dual Destinies, guys. I just finished Case 2.
What did you think of Case 2, for the
Oh my
record?
gosh. Very convoluted. Yeah, I liked Athena.
Athena's fun.
It was
Athena's...
just convoluted. It was like, you know, there were things at the end that just didn't make sense to me. Like, what was going on with Filch? Like, when did he leave the room? Like, they never exactly explained that. Like,
No,
when
the
he
sequence.
left.
If you look up the sequence of events to the crime for Case 2, it just straight up does not make any sense. Like, it's almost as bad as, I'd say, Case 3 in Apollo Justice, which
4-3.
4-3,
Yeah.
which I still think is worse,
At
but
least
not
for
by
me,
much.
the
But
sequence of events makes sense. It's just there's
the
stupid.
event, okay,
The premise is stupid. And
yeah,
one thing I will say that I read online, apparently, it was supposed to be. It's supposed to have the implication of these charges are ridiculous and this case is moving too fast because a certain someone is pulling some strings.
I get what they were going for. I just don't think that
Yeah.
that was handled very well.
Exactly. It's not, which that's basically, we could just apply that to most of Apollo Justice. We
Yeah.
get what they were going for. It didn't work very well.
Okay, yeah.
Because apparently there is a line that I don't think this is really spoilers. Clavier says something at some point along the lines of like, yeah, I'm not sure like what's going on either, but they really want a conviction. He says, it's not exactly that, but basically there's a point at which Clavier kind of expresses some doubt at how things are going.
Yeah, my
So it's
only...
supposed to imply that blank is influencing things.
My only issue is this. I always had an issue with them making the subtext because a lot of more than any other game, I think, Apollo Justice is a commentary on actual recent events in Japan. I don't remember the context off the top of my head, but one thing that I always like...
They were trying to get a jury system in
Yeah,
Japan.
yeah, there might have been other things, but one of the things I always liked about the original trilogy is that it was a commentary on the Japanese legal system without being like... But that was just subtext. It didn't feel too forced. I loved how subtle that was. And I don't like how forced they had made it, because it's like, look at how awful this legal system is, and we figured that out by the end of like Case 2 in the first game. So it's just I didn't like that. But anyway, just to get slightly on topic, I think I will agree that the sequence of events in Case 4-3 is more clear than the sequence of events in Case 5-2 by far. I just think that the sequence of events in 5-2 are more believable, like, than the sequence of... Well, maybe not believable, but slightly less stupid than the specific events in 5-2, because it's just like they had no case in 4-3. That's just the thing. There was the prosecution at least had something resembling a case against Tenma in 5-2.
Yeah, I still don't understand what's wrong with his brain. I think he needs some analytical psychology.
Okay, so he's feeling happy at this point, and also sad.
Bing, bing, bing.
The Moon Matrix.
Man, I wish I had one of those.
The Moon Matrix theme song is great though. Did you listen carefully when they had like the Overload section? Because the Moon Matrix Overload theme is one of the best in Dual Destinies, I'd say.
I need to listen to it by itself.
I'm
kind of paying attention to like what's going on when I'm playing, and I don't notice the music quite as much as you do.
I'm a sucker for game music, so that's probably got a lot to do with it. So yeah.
But that said, I mean, I'll listen to the soundtrack on its own, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
At least there's no track I have to skip through, like freaking Guitar Serenade. Okay.
Silence.
I have,
Guitar.
oh gosh. I have to bring this up because the chat has been spammed with it, and we've been talking about Ace Attorney for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Nairman and Blaze Henry 1 and everyone else in the chat are like pestering about Gen 3.
Later. Not now.
That's it. That's all you have to say.
Like, guys, be careful what you wish for is what I'm gonna say. You want Gen 3, you might get Gen 3, but it'd also be boring as fuck, is also another thing. Like, yeah. Yeah, let's go back to talking about Ace Attorney. You were gonna say something about Simon, so I wanna...
Blaze Henry just flipped the table.
Oh. That's nice.
Your chat is very displeased, Ted.
Oh, well, sucks to be them.
To be fair, guys, I think he's being very stubborn about it for no good reason, too.
Oh, says you! Says you, miss. I'm stubborn. But anyway,
I recorded my game.
Yeah, so, oh yeah, you were gonna say something about Blackwell, so you should say it.
No, you just mentioned Blackwell. And I just shuddered.
So isn't it totally a safe idea to have a convicted murderer be holding a trial?
Dude, what the heck? I love how he just breaks out of his shackles, and like, what's Fulbright doing? Like, probably just showing his badge to someone.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness, I hope not.
Oh no, they do. I will say they do end up explaining, like, how the heck that happened. like how the heck somebody let that happen. They do explain.
Shackles?
No, not the shackles. I'm talking about like. No, it's just Blackwell's really into breaking his shackles. But no, they do explain like how the heck could somebody let him prosecute. it is explained. So yeah, just don't expect to see that explanation until like the last two cases.
Oh, Nearman says we're getting someone else to do it. Gen 3.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I'll play a good Pokemon game then.
Coliseum. I'm joking. I don't think Coliseum is a very good game at all.
Oh no, it isn't. But hey, at least Typhlosion's in that one.
Yeah. If you go to the right door.
Oh yeah.
Right exit.
Yeah.
Which is very obvious. One of them was wearing blue, one of them was wearing green, one of them was wearing red.
I do think you can get all of them. It's just you don't get the other two until after you beat the main game.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I've played Coliseum and I had the guide at one point.
That's one thing about Gen 3. Trying to complete the Pokédex in Gen 3 is absolutely goddamn obnoxious. Because you needed to buy Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Coliseum. You had to buy 7 goddamn games, a GameCube, a Game Boy Advance, 2 Game Boy Advances for trading, and a GameCube Game Boy Advance adapter. So that's got to be like $300 and a good like $300 of game and a good like $500 hours of game time. So yeah. Like, not that it's a little bit, it's not that it takes any less time in Gen 4, 5, and 6, because it's still just as long, but at least you only have to buy, like, 5 games instead of like, 7. Or if you had completed the Pokédex beforehand, you can just transfer everybody up, which is its own obnoxious process, but at least you don't have to go out and catch all of, like, the roaming shit again, or whatever, so, yeah.
But getting the full Pokédex, someone pointed out, does nothing in those games.
Well, yeah, true, but you gotta catch them all, Pokemon. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. You're not gonna sing along?
No.
Why not? Why not?
No.
Why not, Catherine? Why aren't you gonna sing along to the best anime opening ever?
Sure, if you're nostalgic and have bad taste.
Hashtag Catherine doesn't like anything. except for Fire Emblem and science.
That's not true.
Name one thing you like other than Fire Emblem and science.
Epitale of Melodies / Epitale of Memories.
Okay.
Ace Attorney.
Okay. Name something you like that isn't weep shit or science.
Crocheting.
Damn it. You and your
Baking brownies.
Oh,
Delicious
okay,
brownies.
okay. That's cheating. Who doesn't like brownies?
No, baking brownies. I like making them. And then I share joy with everyone.
That's okay. Yeah, but brownies are cheating. Like brownies are just love encapsulated in physical form.
Oh gosh, did I bring love to the housewarming party? That's awkward.
Moving on. What the hell?
That
What?
was a housewarming party. We had the undergrad came and he was drinking and I didn't think anything of it. And
Is
then
he
after
under?
he
Is
left,
he of age?
I think he's 20. It was like, whatever.
Yeah, nobody. I know nobody cares, but
Yup. It was pretty funny though. It was
you
pretty
should
chill.
tell them the story you told me. That
Oh,
happened.
the cherry story. That one, or is there another one? I can't remember.
You told me that story and the story about Alex, I think his name was.
No, that was Ian, I think.
Oh, okay.
The pants one?
You tell them the pants
Or the
one.
sleeping one?
I know our audience; they'll like the pants one the best.
No, it's not funny because I have to do the face. I can't. It's not funny unless I imitate the face that my boss made. But I'll tell the sleeping one. So this postdoc, and for those of you who aren't familiar with academia terms, a postdoc refers to someone who got their PhD and is working in a lab to get some experience. It's a temporary position, normally 1 to 2 years. They get some more experience working in a lab on an independent project before they move on to like a more permanent position.
So you do an internship to get a PhD, and then after you get a PhD, essentially what you do is another internship.
It's not an internship. But anyways, so this guy Ian, who was a postdoc in my lab, he's now moved on to bigger and better things. He apparently was sitting at his desk with like his head back, with his eyes shut, kind of like dozing off. And then he kind of like, you know, you can kind of like sense someone walking by or like near you. And he opens his eyes and he sees our boss, the professor in charge of the lab. Our boss is standing right next to him, looking straight at him. And he's like, our boss is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were sleeping." He's like, "Oh no, I wasn't sleeping. I was just thinking." And my boss is like, "Really? When I'm sitting like that, I'm normally sleeping." And he just walks away.
So Catherine, could you say that your boss sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake?
Pretty much, yeah. That's what it feels like that. Dude, I always get embarrassed when I sit sideways on my chair, because sometimes I do that. Like, I have one of those rolly chairs, and I just sit sideways with like my legs hanging over the side of the chair, and then he comes by, and I just feel like I look incredible.
How do you that's just not comfortable with a rolly chair because the sides are usually very hard plastic. And
it's not that bad. I don't. My chair's too short. That's the thing.
Okay.
It's too short for me. So it's not really comfortable. But
Well, you're relatively tall, so.
yeah, I'm not the tall. I'm not the tallest.
Well, no, you're not like freakishly tall, but you're relatively tall. You're shorter than me. That's
good.
Also, hashtag tallest BSC member. Yeah.
Someone asked about the cherry story. I think the cherry story is pretty funny.
Oh no, the cherry story was pretty good too. You should
All
tell
right,
the cherry
so
story.
this is a very secondhand story. So the guy who was throwing this housewarming party, one of the other people at the housewarming party, had done an internship at the same time as him at Merck, which is a pharmaceutical company, and they were around Philadelphia, and apparently there were a couple other chemists on the project, including this one guy Tony, who was from Southern California, and he apparently was the most stereotypical Southern California guy, and he had this really weird habit of like saying like, oh, that's cherry, man, meaning like, oh, that's cool, that's neat, you know, like that's awesome. You know, he was just very typical SoCal guy. So apparently one time they were in a car with this woman, like this grown woman from who worked at Merck, and she was driving, and it was these two guys who were at the party that I went to, as well as Tony and like some other guy in the car. And they were talking, and then Tony said, like, at some point Tony said like, oh, that's cherry, and the woman from Merck was like, ah, that's so funny, what does that mean? And they're like, oh, you know, it means like, oh, it's awesome, that's cool. And she's like, well, like, but does it come from something, you know, like does it mean what is the kind of etymology of it? And Tony says, again, picture like this, you know, probably late 20s, early 30s woman, and Tony's probably in like undergrad age. He's like, yeah, it's a cherry. It's like when you pop a girl's cherry. And then I can't do this, but he does that thing where he puts his finger in his mouth and makes like a pop noise with his finger. He's like that, yeah. And the woman driving the car is just like horrified. And it was like so bad. So yeah, guys, don't.
I wonder if Tony had a successful career in the world of chemistry.
I don't know. Possibly. Oh man. Someone else says they lived in SoCal and they never heard anyone say this phrase. This guy must have been weird then.
No,
But
he's probably just stoned or something.
He probably was.
Because, like, I can't know, like, what kind of upbringing you have to think that that's an appropriate thing to say to anybody.
No. I'm just picturing. Oh wait, someone can hear. Well, I haven't gotten any.
No, that it's definitely on my end. I've gotten some Skype things during this mission. It's just I haven't been able to check Skype since I've been playing.
Oh yeah, no worries.
But now that I can just let Wizro get the shit beaten out of him. Oh no, it was. Oh no, it's the brain scratch chat. Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm gonna go on Do Not Disturb because one of my biggest pet peeves when watching a video is hearing someone Skype things in the background and then thinking that somebody's talking to me on Skype. So.
Oh my gosh, that happened a fair bit, honestly, in some of the Nintendo-thon stuff. Sometimes.
Oh no, it happened a lot on the Nintendo-thon stuff.
It happens though. People are new to it.
Yeah.
But, yes, a couple people were like, "Oh, I was checking my Skype." Yeah, I'm just picturing like I could never imagine saying something like that to my boss about like cherry. That's cherry. And my boss worked in California for a bit. Apparently, he didn't like it.
I cannot imagine your boss in California.
No, I can't either. Cause he did his undergrad actually at the same place I did my undergrad, which is in Greater Boston area, and then.
So he's also a traitor, since Catherine went to.
No, cut this topic because it's getting too close to.
Rival school. That's all I'll say. Rival
okay.
School.
But yeah, my boss is so straight laced. Oh my gosh. But yeah. Someone's asking us about Sega's considering porting more, or either considering or planning on porting more Sega games to PC in the coming months and years. What do we think about it?
Monkey Ball. Yeah. I'd like Monkey Ball.
I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not a huge Sega fan, so I can't really think of any games off the top of my head that.
Chow Garden.
Feeling to me. Gosh, can we get just a Chow Garden game so the Sonic fans will stop complaining about sticking a Chow Garden in their game, and then the Chow Garden fans will stop whining for a new Chow Garden game. Sega,
you know, to be fair, like I'm surprised they haven't made it just a straight up Chow Garden game yet.
They should. Take my money, Sega. I'll start throwing it at things.
What are your opinions on the Sonic Advance Chow Gardens?
Oh, I bought Sonic Advance just for the Tiny Chow Garden, yeah. Because I wanted to get the jeweled Chow eggs, which you can only get from the Tiny Chow Garden. Oh my gosh, it was so hard to get enough rings though, because I was really bad at the actual game. Yeah, I don't have a life, by the way. But anyways, it's okay. I mean, it's just it's so simple. Like, there's so little you can do. You don't get the same level of like interaction with your Chow. It doesn't.
You can pet it,
doesn't
and it
have its-
goes.
Yeah, but it doesn't have its own like personality. You know.
Catherine, I hate to
Why do
inform
I
you.
keep getting bots? Go away, bot. I botted you.
Oh wait, hold on. Are streamers popular enough to get bots? Yeah. No, don't kick them out. They count as a viewer.
He was there before, and anyways.
What were they? Was it trying to sell penis enlargement pills?
I didn't click on the link, and the message, it's gone now. But anyways, yeah. Oh, someone has been asking about a particular anime. Hold on, I kind of lost it. Shimo Meta.
Never
I
heard
can't
of it.
say I've heard of it. Oh shoot, and I just closed Firefox. Herder. Hold on. I love that you can restore your previous session. It's perfect for people like me who screw up and close
Well,
the
you
entire...
know, a lot of. Oh wait, did you have multiple tabs open?
Yeah, I did.
That's okay. That's one thing about Firefox that I really don't like is that when you click the X button, it'll close every single tab without saying like "Are you sure you want to close multiple tabs?"
Yeah, it does. There is an option. Yeah.
Do you have that option set?
I thought I did. Maybe I accidentally disabled it on this computer.
Are you sure?
I mean,
Because I'm pretty sure my Firefox doesn't do that either.
Well, then check your options, maybe, because I know it
Well,
does. Because
my point
computer
is
at lab does it.
my point is that even Internet Explorer has that as a default option, though.
So does Firefox. I just accidentally disabled it, I think.
Why did you disable it?
I don't know. I don't know what I do. I do many dumb things, Ted.
Yeah, like work in chemistry.
Shut up. Chemistry is a particularly decent earning major. Oh, this is oh my gosh, that's quite the cover. Shimoneta is, I think we saw the name of this somewhere. It's that's the anime with the name A Boring World Where the Concept of Dirty Jokes doesn't exist.
Oh my gosh, yes. That was done by the same studio that did Azumanga, was it?
Oh yeah, that's what we were looking up. I was trying to remember why would we have been talking about that? Who?
Yeah, guys.
It was JC Staff. Oh yeah, it was JC Staff that did it.
Everybody tell Catherine to watch Azumanga Daioh because it's amazing.
Huh? Oh, okay, sorry. I was just looking at the chat.
No, you need to watch. I gave you the manga like forever ago. If you're not gonna finish it, I want my copy back.
Okay. I got like halfway through it, I think, and I mean, honestly, it's just like it's fun, but it's also just it's the same thing.
It's so funny.
Cute.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen / read though.
And she took off her pigtails. How did that happen?
It's a dream. It's a dream, Catherine.
She flew with her pigtails.
It's a dream, Catherine.
Okay.
No, but seriously, like I'm not lying when I say that Azumanga Daioh is one of the funniest things I've ever seen / read. Like, I love that. It's one of the few weebs I've ever watched. I mean, animes. Sorry.
You're so mean to me.
What? I didn't say anything about you.
Oh my gosh. What was I gonna say? I rewatched Serial Experiments Lane like last week, and I was just like, yeah, I still don't understand the show, but it's still awesome.
How many episodes long is it?
13.
Okay, I think you told me that.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say for the chat because I know I said this to you. Serial Experiments Lane was actually one of the first anime I saw that wasn't like Sailor Moon or Cardcaptor Sakura or Pokemon, because a friend of mine had it for some reason. I'm pretty sure we were like 10 or 11. No, we were definitely at least 11.
Okay, so now this is okay. Question not exactly related to Serial Experiments Lane.
Okay.
Because you had mentioned Cardcaptor Sakura and Sailor Moon. I know that those were basically the two girl anime, from like the 90s and early 2000s. I could have sworn there was one other. Do you know what that happens to be?
For
Uh,
girl anime,
yeah, like for specifically like targeted to girl. I know that.
Tokyo
Um,
Mew Mew was one, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the trifecta, I think. But
Yeah.
one thing I know about one of the only things I know about Cardcaptor Sakura is in order to get boys to watch it, they like increased the role of like the dumb boy sidekick. I think in the dub, like they tried to
Okay,
make him more of a
I
rival.
can actually hold on one sec. Let me just finish. I can actually. Sorry, let me just. Sorry, I was trying to reply to something in the chat and talk, which is difficult to do. Um,
You could
oh,
check this. I'm guessing.
sorry.
What was the name of the boy sidekick in Cardcaptor Sakura?
Sioran Lee, I think was his name. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right because it's actually a Chinese name because he's Chinese and
What
he
did
comes to Japan.
did they give him a
Yes.
like a more American name in the dub?
Okay. Let me think. And I think I can't remember. They gave Sakura's name remained, her first name remained Sakura, but her last name changed. I forget what her last name originally was, but they changed it to like Avalon or something. They changed her best friend's name from Tomoyo to Madison. They changed her brother's name, I'm pretty sure. They changed the senpai who won't notice her but ends up with her brother actually. That was fun. Dude, Clamp has so much. Dude, Clamp is so like has so like Clamp always seems to work like yaoi or yuri undertones into their stuff, and it's great because it's subtle sometimes.
Well, you know, if Tumblr were to believe everything has yaoi or yuri undertones, but
Yeah,
no,
but
but
Clamp like actually does it because like all the Clamp stuff I've read, like there's at least a couple gay characters, and it's great.
yeah, but
What's funny is Clamp is actually a group of four female mangaka, and they like work together, I guess, to make things. So in Cardcaptor Sakura, the manga, Sakura was the only one who could capture cloud cards, and keep like which are the monsters of the week. Um, and she would then get the cloud card and be able to use it. But in the anime, some of the cloud cards would spontaneously sort of decide to let like go to Lee. So
okay,
like
yeah,
for some reason.
can you check the because this is something I think a friend of mine in my old anime club at my old school said that they like buffed up his role in the dub to make boys
Oh
watch the
yeah.
show,
I mean I don't know about the dub. I mean that'd be hard for me to
or
say like
the English version I'd say in general. Like I'm talking not talking about like a more modern dub. I'm talking about like when they aired this on TV so that they get boys to actually watch the show.
I mean I don't know about I mean it's hard for me to say because I've never seen the sub of Cardcaptor Sakura, but all I can say is they definitely beefed up his role in the anime compared to the manga.
Okay.
Like because in the anime they actually added this whole other character who was his childhood friend who wanted him to notice her, of course.
Okay.
Um
Well, you know what? I'm saying that, and you know, trying to get boys to watch the show is probably just as much of an issue in Japan as it was in the U.S.
yeah.
So, you know,
I mean I think it makes sense that
yeah.
they would have buffed up his role.
So,
But
okay. So I have a question about Cardcaptor Sakura.
yeah,
So she like got a new like monster she could summon like every episode. Then
yeah, pretty
hashtag better than Ash Ketchum. Oh God. It bothered. That's my biggest pet peeve about the Pokemon TV show is that Ash catches nothing. He catches not like that goddamn Jigglypuff that follows them around. I would have caught that, and that's that's legitimately one of the reasons why I think the manga for the Pokemon Adventures manga is so much better than the TV show. Is that Red and Gold and everybody else who they catch Pokemon not like every volume. Well, yeah, every volume. Well, volumes and chapters are different, but like there's always like a new Pokemon being added to the team or whatever. Actually, in the Gold Silver Crystal, arc, Crystal's motivation is to like straight up complete the Pokédex, and it's actually pretty funny. At the end of the Gold Silver Crystal arc, Crystal completes the Pokédex, and Professor Oak's like, "Oh, that's great! I better not tell her that we've just discovered another 100 such whatever Pokemon or something like that." But yeah. Oh shit, we're at max level for Wizrow. I just noticed. We didn't even do a rapid fire question round. What time is it, Catherine?
It's only like 9:35, so we've
Okay.
only been going for an hour.
Okay, how about this? How about I do like one 10-minute mission with let's do Young Link just for a change of pace. And then
Okay.
we'll call it a night because that's kind of a weird
Sounds good.
place. That's kind of a weird place to end,
Yeah,
I'd say.
yeah.
So, you cool with that?
Sounds good to me.
Awesome.
Cool.
But yeah. I
Hey,
never
someone pointed out Ash Ketchum caught 30 Tauros.
Well, okay, that's actually,
Those aren't easy to catch.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The Pokemon anime did not make an awful lot of jokes about the games very often, but that was actually a pretty good joke about the game because Tauros are obnoxious to catch. However, we never got that episode because there was a gun in it. No, I think it's a combination of there was a gun in it, and I think James says something to the effect of, "This guy's pissing me off" at one point.
I would think it's more the gun than a line of dialogue, because a line of dialogue can easily be edited. A gun is harder to edit out.
Oh, well, you haven't seen. My friend, you have not seen Yu-Gi-Oh, where they're holding their invisible guns. uh, there
This
are
must have been before 4Kids got good at editing out questionable items.
no. Okay, well, here's the thing. In the original Yu-Gi-Oh, like, in this isn't. Oh, you should see Yu-Gi-Oh GX because the anime, the editing in Yu-Gi-Oh GX is terrible. Like, there's a point where like the main female character is in a hot spring, in Yu-Gi-Oh GX, and and she's naked in the Japanese version, but she has a swimsuit on in the 4Kids dub, and the swimsuit is so clearly like MS painted onto her chest. It's hilarious. But yeah, so like instead of having like a instead of like having like a something like cool or whatever, like they're just randomly point. They're just like, instead of holding a gun like there's guards in Yu-Gi-Oh, instead of holding a gun they're just pointing. Although I don't know why they'd have a gun in generally, because they should be holding children's playing cards. But whatever. Oh,
I
speaking
forgot how much stuff they had to edit in Sailor Moon, but like they,
Sailor.
I mentioned Sailor Stars, that they just didn't include Sailor Stars, but and like the whole their cousins thing. But
Didn't
I
they flip
forgot that there was one character in particular who was male. The character was male in the Japanese version. They made the character female in the American version because there's like a relationship between this character and another very obviously male character. But apparently, and I forget if it was the Brazilian dub, they made her female by accident because they didn't realize that it was supposed to be a man at all. It wasn't even like a blatant censorship thing. It was just, oh, this is a woman, right? Let's cast a woman to voice her. Oh, it was supposed to be a man? Oops.
Oh man, Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon did a lot, I think, more censorship than any other show. I think, because I know that Sailor Moon did stuff to the extent that they flipped scenes with cars in them so that they'd be driving on the
Yep.
right side of the road and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that they did that the most, because that was Deke, the Dick dub.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, and it was so inconsistent because like cars would just flip. And there was a whole episode where like there was this bus that like went into a portal, and the bus just is like constantly flipping. It makes no sense.
Oh, Catherine, you would know this. In Japan, do they drive? Is the car? Do the cars have their? Do they drive? Is the driver's? Is the steering wheel? Is that on the left side of the car or the right side?
It's on the opposite sides from the United States.
Okay, so in Ace Attorney in Justice for All, the case with the case 2-2 with the
Yeah.
car, they would have had to swap the sides. But thankfully, like since that's not a That's not like anything graphical. All they did just had to do was swap left and right. That was actually okay. Here's the thing. I know next to nothing about cars, so that was one of the things that got me caught up the most in Justice for All. The first time I played it was like, what are they talking about with the car? I didn't know that that UK cars were on the opposite that had their steering wheels on the other side of
Oh,
the.
really?
Yeah. To
Oh.
be fair, Justice for All I think came out in like 2006, so I was like 13 at the time, and I very like I do not give a shit about cars at all. So I just
I
I
don't either. I think I knew that they drove on the other side of the road in the UK, but I mean that's just a random thing that I happen to know, so I'm not
well
gonna
I
blame.
know I think I knew that they drove on the other side of the road. I don't think I knew that their steering wheels were on the or on the other side of the car. I
I
think.
mean, if you drive on the other side of the road, though, you need to have the steering wheel on the other side of the car because otherwise the
Oh,
driver is way off to the side of the road.
oh yeah, you're right about that. Like logically. I'm wondering though, does that mean a UK car is even street legal in the US?
Probably not. I don't think you can like
Well,
import a UK car.
goddamn, then hashtag. Well, then spoiler character wasn't even driving a legal car at that point.
Um, wait, is it? Yeah, I need to. It's been a while since I played that case, so I don't remember. But what was it? Oh yeah. So the other things they censored in Sailor Moon were like there were scenes where like Usagi, aka Serena,
She's
is in a
never. She's not.
bathtub.
She's always gonna be Serena to me. I'm sorry.
Good
I.
for you. She's in a bathtub. They increased the water level of the bathtub, so instead of covering like most of her, like some of her chest, it covers all of her chest.
That is a severe waste of water.
um, I mentioned that they blurred out some of they got rid of some of the lines, like the underboob lines in the transformation sequences. There's a distinct shot. I remember this was a really random one that they cut out. There's a shot in Sailor Moon S, which is the season where you meet Sailor Neptune and Sailor Uranus. There's a shot of Sailor Neptune in her as her civilian form, Michiru. She's getting out of a pool, and in the original Japanese version, there's just this shot of her butt.
It's just I'm.
They just cut that out.
It's the thing is that even in the censored version, people complained about the show being too sexual to the point where like there's a the bare naked ladies 1 week. There's a line where it goes watching Sailor Moon because that boom anime babes are make me think the wrong thing or something like that.
Oh, I don't. I mean, I was also a kid when I watched it.
Oh well,
That show was not for. I think what
it's warped your
the
mind,
Glass
Catherine.
Reflection. See, what Tristan from Glass Reflection Anime Reviews has said about Sailor Moon is like the Deke dub tried to make Sailor Moon a show for little girls. Sailor Moon is not a show for little girls.
It's a show for 12-year-old girls.
Yeah, like it's a show for girls who can handle like death and like homosexuality and I'm trying to think like
Guys who
and
throw
very
roses at
creepy
people.
undertones. Yeah, that too. And very creepy undertones in Sailor Moon are. That was disturbing even when I was a kid. I was like, I don't think I like this.
Why you watch so much bad show?
It was a good show.
But it's a girly show, so I'm not allowed to like it because I'm a boy. I think
Yep.
the only did Sailor Moon ever have like movies like the
Yes, I've never seen them, but yes, there are
Okay.
movies for like each season basically.
Okay, so I think the only Sailor Moon I ever watched as a kid were the movies because they had them on like Toonami. I think what happened was when I was young, my aunt's best friend from college has a lot of connections, like a lot of connections. Like we never had to pay for movie tickets because her like father my aunt's best friend's father worked for the local movie theater or something. So we got to go skiing every Friday night, like and get don't think it was free. I think we got a decent discount on skiing tickets. I think is what it was. So we would go skiing every Friday night, and I think what I would do before going skiing was I would watch Toonami because I think it started a little bit earlier back then. And I think I caught like the first half an hour of some Moon movies occasionally. But that's all the Sailor Moon I can remember, and to be honest, even then, I don't remember much. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I remember some of my cousins would go skiing with us too. We'd also play the multiplayer for Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my friend Paige said she has Sailor Stars, or like we were thinking of watching Sailor Stars because I showed her Madoka and she really liked that. That was so much fun. You know how
Madoka?
it was so much fun? Yeah, Madoka.
Why did you
Um,
say it weird? It's Madoka.
Madoka.
It's Madoka. Like, do, I
That's
missed.
that's American accent,
Yeah, but we're American, so of course we'd have an American accent.
but it's a Japanese word,
But
and I try to pronounce things properly.
why are you
Except
being
when it
such...
comes to tones, I can't do tones. I'm so bad at tones.
I guess that means... Damn it, I was trying to come up with a pun.
Oh no, I banned someone by accident. No!
Oh, Catherine, you
I'm trying to
cruel...
unban you.
Ever
So
since you joined
sorry.
the Grindfest, the chat has been a cruel and
Okay,
tyrannical
he's
place.
unbanned. I am so sorry, Brandon Monkey. I was trying to ban another bot, and the chat scrolled too fast.
And see, if you just left the bots alone,
Someone
it
said
wouldn't have
you
happened.
misfired. I am so sorry.
Way to go, Catherine, jeez.
Where's the I can't find the bot. There it is. There we go. Yes. I got it.
So what
I
is
feel
the
like I
bot
just-
advertising? Does it want your
I-
penis to be 6 inches bigger?
I don't know. I'm not clicking on the link.
Well, does it just post a link over and over again, or is it?
Yeah, it was posting a link. Yeah.
And it doesn't have any like text with it, like, come see sexy singles in your area or something.
No, I got an email like that to my school account. That was really creepy.
But don't
It
you
was
want to meet
like-
sexy singles in your area?
No, I don't want sexy singles having access to my school account. I'm just picturing me opening that email and then my boss drops by my desk and is just like,
You should go for it. She's hot.
27-year-old female. She really wants to play with you, apparently.
You know, it's interesting. Like, no matter where I watch porn, the same large-breasted woman is always 2 miles away. It's strange that.
I know, right? Blaze Henry, who the heck failed at mod duties? I'm sorry. Misfired. The chat moved too fast.
I guess that just means people are having... How many people are watching, by the way?
64.
Ah, yeah! Best, what generation was that? 6, no, wait.
Someone pointed out, Ted, you were the one who brought up porn.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Actually brought up porn.
damn it! Oh, you're right. At least we didn't bring up the hentai that shall not be named.
Anyways. Someone said the link was talking about animal abuse. The previous one was about car safety.
What? Well, guys, why are you clicking on that link? And not, I don't mean like the link that's on screen right now. I mean like the links in the chat. Don't do that. I mean, you could click on...
I get the joke you made about link.
I mean, I guess you could click on link, but that would probably pause the video player you're watching right now. So, yeah. I mean, I guess if you need to, like, go to the bathroom or something, you can click on link, but other than that, like, I mean, you could click on anything. You could click on the pause button. You could click on the boomerang I have on screen right now. That would also work.
Oh, you mean on I mean, that's not gonna do anything, no.
Nah. Well, click it.
Pause.
Well, if you, yeah.
Someone said we haven't talked about Hyrule Warriors once since stream started. Yeah.
No, we mentioned
You've
Wizrow.
talked about it. I haven't cared. All I've said is picking costumes for Wizrow. I think that was my input.
Okay, but
I have made it obvious ever since the first one of these that I don't care about the game.
hey, look, an adorable little boy. Adorable young Link.
Aw, I'm gonna see him soon.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, like, if you guys are wondering why we're not talking about Hyrule Warriors, you clearly have missed the point of the Hyrule Warriors Grindfest. You see, if I were still talking about the reason why I made this stream to begin with was because I was getting really fucking bored of grinding my characters in Hyrule Warriors, and I just wanted someone to talk to about anything else while I did it. So yeah,
Well, you got your wish. We talk about anything else.
damn damn monkey's paw wishes. uh,
Aw, he's so cute.
yeah, but anyway, I think yeah. So we hold on. We got Wizrow up to level. We got Wizrow up to level 255. So hold on. Let's look at. So yeah, we've got the entire main. Like, if you were to load up the game right now, like without having to pay any money, we got all of the characters up to level 255. So Twilight Midna's got about 100. Twilight Midna's got 141 levels. Young Link has got 149, I think. I can't do math. And Tingle's got almost 200 levels. So
Left, like Tingle's at like 50 levels.
Tingle's at level 63.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what the format's going to be for future Grindfests, because for a while we've been doing, okay, I'm going to get everybody up to level 200, and then we'll do the last 50 levels on screen. That's what we've been doing for like the past probably 4 or 5 months. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the format necessarily will be for these guys. I don't know how much grinding I'm going to be able to find time to do off screen, because we're getting to the point in the semester where I actually have work to get done. So we might just be grinding the characters as much as we can until we get tired or something like that. Again, it's just kind of a we'll see how it happens when it happens kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But it's still like we've made significant progress, like, and it's satisfying to think that. But anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by. Again, I'd like to thank Catherine for putting up with my bullshit. So yeah, and anyway, yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.